Aquarius, welcome to your reading. So I'm going to start here with your current energy and just find out what is happening in your world. You are on a spiritual journey right now. There was something that you never thought was possible that is actually in front of you right now. There is something that is unfolding that is in full alignment with your spiritual path, your spiritual journey. This feels like it's a very clear collision with you and, I know it sounds corny, but destiny. There's something about this because it's, the image that I'm getting is kind of you on this very straight, very narrow path. And there was no way that you could have missed this. There was no opportunity to walk on a different path or anything else. You were always meant to be on this path at this moment. And what is coming towards you, it's this massive kind of a fireball, but I don't see the fire coming off of it, but that's what it reminds me of. And it's kind of coming into your solar plexus. It's really coming into you. You're going through some sort of awakening. You're in the middle of a spiritual awakening right now. What else do you need to know? What else is influencing this? I'll tell you what, temperance is showing up in a lot of readings. There's a lot of inner balance that's coming into play here. So there's obstacles and things being removed from your life that have prevented you from feeling balanced. That is definitely happening across the board for all of us. Your spiritual awakening, so maybe I'll just take a step back. Spiritual awakenings, they're never smooth. They're not supposed to be. The whole purpose of it is so that you are kind of shedding an old skin so that you can really embrace this kind of new way of thinking, new way of living. It's a very higher energy, different level. I'm trying to think of the right words to describe this. Sometimes it feels very alone when you're going through some sort of awakening like this, because all of a sudden you're seeing things differently, you're understanding things differently. And your relationships, it impacts everything in your life when you go through a spiritual awakening. And the more that you have those, because you don't just have one either, and the more that you have those, the more that you elevate yourself, you really lean into this spiritual journey, the more isolating it can feel, because not many people can get to that level. Not many people go through it. Some people will turn their back on it completely. You're not. You're fully embracing it. But the Four of Cups is showing up at the bottom of the deck, and this is because of what you're noticing about yourself in relation to other people. The Four of Cups is about sadness and disappointment, but what you don't see, you have a spiritual teacher that's around you, somebody that would be more of a mentor figure, somebody here who really can aid you and assist you in this entire process. You already know who this person is. They're around you. I'll see if I get anything more, but this person knows. They know what you're going through. They know you specifically are going through it. So we'll see how that person shows up, if that person shows up. Because right now I'm getting a lot of you. So Three of Cups, current energy. I mean, this is, okay, so this is what this feels like, because it's influenced here by the High Priestess, and I didn't even realize the High Priestess was down here. The Three of Cups is about you spending time with friends, with family, all of these things, really looking for the joy and the happiness there. The High Priestess is here because who you're showing outward is not the same as how you feel inward. You're showing this kind of I'm getting a high energy, happy-go-lucky kind of person. Everything's good, things are great, but internally you're going through this awakening, through this journey, this process. And so it's because it's internal, it's isolating. And so this is where the Four of Cups is coming into play, because Three of Cups is you enjoying friends and family, but I mean, deep down, you're feeling the Four of Cups. You've got this extra cup that's kind of invading your space, and it's causing some sort of disappointment, but it's not really about a disappointment. It's about you awakening, for sure, awakening. We have the Five of Cups showing up in what you need to focus on. So the Five of Cups is about seeing things from a different perspective. Don't focus on the disappointment. Don't focus on what you've lost here. Focus on what's still standing. Focus on what you're gaining throughout this entire process. You think those Three of Cups are spilled over. They're not. They're not. Your relationship with those people might be a little bit different, but they didn't go anywhere. They still love you. They still support you. You're actually opening yourself up to receiving more. You just haven't gotten to that point in the journey. You have a lot of cups showing up. So we have the Ace of Cups showing up in your past. So this one's coming across as the Pearl of Wisdom is what I just got. So that's funny. That's fascinating. But this is the awakening. This is what was happening here. You tapped into something recently that, again, it just feels like colliding with destiny here. Whatever happened in your recent past, it was like this sudden just release, this shedding your old skin. There's something about this, and I'm trying to tap into more of exactly what happened, how does it feel, all of that, but all of a sudden you just started seeing and experiencing things on a different level. I like the Justice card showing up in your strength position because this is balance. This is Libra energy, but this is balance. And then we've got the Fool showing up in your near future. This awakening is a brand new beginning. It's cleared karma. You're ready for this. Whatever is unfolding for you now, once you get through this kind of awkward, think of it like a puberty type of expansion that you're going through, it's going to be short-lived. You're not going to be in this energy for very long. You've got a brand new beginning that is sitting there, right there for you to go through. Definitely some sort of portal that you're in the middle of walking through right now. And on the other side of this is a brand new beginning. You're going to see so many more opportunities. It's just going to be this sense of enlightenment. And the more that you kind of lean into this awakening, the easier it is to navigate the energy. It really is. When I look at these external influences here, I'm getting the Death card with the Three of Pentacles. So the Death card, Scorpio energy. This is death and rebirth. This is change that is taking place. With that Three of Pentacles, you're actually building something better than you would have imagined. There, like I said, there is another person around you. This is the person. They're showing up. They're here to help you. They're wanting to aid you and assist you through this entire process. You might actually have work that you need to do with this person, some sort of spiritual journey together. We all have kind of those different reasons for being here, especially those on the very strong spiritual path. And sometimes it's a teacher, and this person that is around you is a teacher, and they're here to help you. I'm not getting a clear sense on what your spiritual path is, but I think that's because you're not really sure yet. And it could be I just can't think of the words right now, because your energy is showing me, but it's not showing me the depths of your energy, so I can really tap into that very clear, specific function for you. But what I am seeing in your hopes or fears is the Seven of Pentacles. The Seven of Pentacles is wanting to invest in yourself, invest in your future, so that you can create a life for yourself that you want. And then here's Temperance showing up. So Temperance, Sagittarius energy. This is very similar to Libra energy. This is all about balance. This is inner balance. So being able to fill your own cups, that's what this comes down to. It's that yin yang. But what I really love about this card specifically is the way that you show yourself outward versus inward, not the same. It's not the same. While you're going through this process, you will find the balance. I mean, it's out here twice. You're going to find that balance that you're looking for. You're going to be able to stand on your own 2 feet again. But you're really, I mean, the sense of enlightenment that I'm picking up from you, you're raising your vibration probably quicker than you ever would have imagined. You've actually been through this before, but not to this magnitude. So let's get some additional details here. With the 3 of Cups and the High Priestess, I'm getting the 5 of Cups, so it's out here twice. It's in what you need to focus on, but I see it right here in your current energy. And so you need to look at your spiritual awakening as something positive instead of something negative, because you're not losing any of your friendships. You're not losing anything from your old life. The only thing that you're losing is the way that you viewed it, the way that you interacted with that, but not in a negative way, because you're mentally and spiritually expanding. You're not shrinking. This is an awakening. This is not a crawl into a hole and get rid of everybody type of situation. This is about you growing and expanding. So these people, the people around you, the people that love and care for you, your friends, all of it, they're not going anywhere. And I think that's just really important for you to understand right now. With the 5 of Cups, I'm getting the Chariot. So you will overcome. You will see things from a different perspective. You're going to start to see how much better this way of thinking, this way of seeing, this way of interacting with other people becomes. There's less judgment connected to it because you're able to see things from other people's perspective with a lot more clarity. That's part of your spiritual awakening right now. It's releasing judgment for sure. I'm definitely getting that energy, but it's more of you. Let's just say that you're in a relationship with somebody, romantic relationship, and you know how to push this person's buttons. They know how to push yours. So they say something to you and you have the same type of response every time that they say this to you or something similar. But part of your spiritual awakening is to not respond that way, because what you're understanding is either they didn't mean it or they didn't understand it. They're not able to see that every time they do this, you have this visceral response. They don't understand that. But now you going through this awakening, you're gonna connect those dots. So in a way, your relationships are going to be changing, but for the better, because you would have been pissed at that person before. You would have been upset with them for the way that they constantly triggered you. But now, because you understand that that wasn't their intent, it'll be different. With this Ace of Cups, I'm getting the Lovers. So Gemini energy may or may not be significant. It's another air sign, but whatever is taking place here, part of your journey does involve another person, and it's outside of the mentor that I'm getting right now. There's actually another person around you. But this person is kind of waiting in the wings. You know who this person is. You have a connection to this person, but right now you're so turbulent that you don't recognize it for what it is. All you know is what you're going through, what you're feeling, and how different this feels than what you've been through at any time recent. So standing around you, there are a few people. One of those people is a spiritual teacher, somebody who's meant to really just guide you through this entire process. But then there's another person kind of right outside your vision. That's how it feels. They're right outside your vision. They're waiting. You've got somebody waiting. So take that for whatever, take that however it resonates, because I'm not getting a clear sense on when that person's stepping forward. It feels like they're waiting for you to get to where you need to be, meaning that you get through kind of the bulk of this, where you don't feel so turbulent. They're waiting for you to feel balanced and secure and kind of ready to just embrace this. Then that person's going to come forward. With the Justice card, I'm getting the Eight of Swords. You're able to do this for yourself. Part of this entire process is the way that you interact with yourself, the way that you see yourself. The Eight of Swords is a self-imposed prison of the mind, but that's not how it's coming across here. You're able to go inside because of this awakening. You are spending a lot of time in your head. That's the Eight of Swords. But your goal here is to find your balance again. And you will. You absolutely, I mean, this is your strength in this situation. So you finding your balance is absolutely key, and it will happen. And with the Fool, I do have the Four of Cups. That is so fascinating because that was at the bottom of the deck here. So with the Fool card and the Four of Cups, you have an offer coming towards you. This is the person. You don't see this person coming because you don't see this person coming. They're literally right outside your peripheral vision over here. That's funny. That's funny because right before I did your reading, I'm getting so many intuitive hits for you right now, Aquarius. But I've got a lamp that you can see a little bit from, you can see the light from it. And right before I started your reading, it was flashing. It's plugged in. I'm nowhere near it. It's plugged in. And I was kind of laughing at myself going, oh, okay, here we go, glitch in the matrix again, because that'll happen from time to time. And I just know that I have spirits around me all the time. We all do. It's just being able to tap into it or being able to see and manifest exactly their presence. And so not surprised to see that I'm getting a very strong spiritual message for you because of what I was experiencing right before I did this reading. With the Three of Pentacles, I'm getting the Hanged Man. So with this external influence here, building something with another person, you first have to see things from a different perspective. So what's happening right now is that there is a pause. That person will come forward. We do see that with the unexpected offer, but you need to find your balance first. You need to see things from a different perspective. That's the awakening. Tell me about the Death card here. Okay. With the Death card, I'm getting the Seven of Wands with the Ten of Cups. So the Seven of Wands, it's a card of resistance, but it's because you're standing up for yourself. And so Seven of Wands, Ten of Cups, what's changing here is your approach to everything. You're going to stop resisting this journey. It feels very uncomfortable in the beginning, but then once you start to recognize it for what it is, you start to lean into it more. You start to embrace the positive side of it. That's the Ten of Cups that's showing up here. You go from resisting to embracing this spiritual journey, this awakening that you're going through. With the Seven of Pentacles, I'm getting the Magician. I like this. I like this too because you have enough sevens showing up here, and I'm definitely getting that energy, which is a spiritual energy. So you are being guided and protected, but with that Magician showing up, you are manifesting this. The Magician's a spiritual energy. So is the High Priestess. They're both very strong spiritual cards. Oh, I like how this is playing out for you, Aquarius. And then with Temperance there in the outcome or the potential outcome, I have the Hermit with the Knight of Cups. So for sure you are in Hermit energy, which is another spiritual energy, but with the Knight of Cups and Temperance showing up. So Virgo energy may or may not be significant along with the Sagittarius energy, but the Knight of Cups is about you or somebody coming towards you, making you an offer, because I've got that out here twice. But it's while you're on this path, it's while you're going through this awakening, and the minute you find your balance, somebody's coming towards you. the way that they're going about it is they kind of come in unexpected. They might come in as like a friend or as an associate of some sort, somebody that's around you, but that quickly becomes this Knight of Cups where the person is really interested and puts it out there for you. This has been a very strong reading, Aquarius. So this is your reading. I hope it resonates. If it did, please like, share, or subscribe, or unsubscribe. And I will see you next time. Take care.